start, let us know, and that way we can, because it takes a few seconds for it to get going. Okay, so
Good afternoon. It is 3:30, and it's time to call the Muskegon County Human Services Committee meeting to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Foster,
Here.
Commissioner Hubby Wright,
Excused.
Chairman Hughes,
here,
Commissioner Laring,
Here.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Here.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Here.
Commissioner Snyder,
Here.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Here.
Commissioner Nash.
Here. And we have a quorum. Next up is the approval of the minutes for December 3rd, 2019.
So move. Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any questions or corrections? Seeing none, all those in favor use a vote of saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And that motion passes. Next up is public comment on an agenda item. Is there anyone in the public that would like to have a comment on an agenda item? Seeing no one stepping forward, we'll move on to items for consideration. First up is HS 200101. Public Health, authorized Public Health to accept funding in the amount of $63,908 effective October 1st, 2019 to September 30th, 2020, and authorize the Public Health Director to sign the related contract agreement with the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy to perform routine environmental health inspections, activities, and services.
So move. Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any questions? Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor use a vote of saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And that motion passes. Next up is HS 200102. Public Health, authorized the Public Health Director to sign the agreement with Mercy Health Partners for emergency vaccine storage.
so
So
moved.
moved.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any questions?
I would just like to have a question.
Chairman
It's
Hughes.
a comment. I just wanted to say that Mercy Health doesn't charge us anything for this. They do this as a community service, and we would like to say thank you to them for that. We really appreciate it.
Very much so. Commissioner Skolnick.
I was going to ask if there was any. I was just curious how much it cost, and you answered my question.
Yeah. Yes.
It's free. We do it.
Any other
Community
questions?
service.
Commissioner Larry.
So I do have a question. I'm sure they have a generator and the redundancy of that. This is solely in case of a power outage that we can't store our own vaccines.
Yes, definitely. Kathy Moore, Public Health Director. Yes, this is just in the rare chances that we have a power outage and we get there in time to remove our vaccines to put them in storage. So yes, and it has not happened in a while.
How long is that while?
It has been probably over 6 years for public health. Now we have had vaccine spoilage, but that was era, and our public health nurse. By the time our public health nurse got there, the vaccine had spoiled. So just to transport it somewhere else still would not have done any good. That spoilage was covered by the county insurance. We worked with our risk management department, but then because the state provided the vaccine and it was not human error or negligence, the state replenished it.
So that was a refrigerator, I'm assuming, that broke down?
Yes.
Okay.
And in addition, we have a notification alert that lets us know when the temperature in the refrigerator goes below a certain amount. So that also failed.
Okay. Sorry, this is going to maybe be boring, but what activates that? If we have a power outage, how would you or your staff members know that they need to go down there on a Sunday afternoon and remove the vaccines?
There is we have a specialized refrigerator that is a pharmacy type refrigerator, and then inside that refrigerator there is an alert notification that calls both the nursing supervisor as well as the designated nurse for that time period to let them know that the temperature has dropped below a certain temperature.
And what activates that? A power outage? I mean, how does that work if there's no power?
We have a backup generator that would keep that, but that has not. We've had occasion where that hasn't worked as well.
Okay. How old is this equipment?
The equipment, when the last incident happened, was over 8 years, but we have replaced that with state funding made available.
And
So it
the
is
equipment we have now is
it's less
capable.
than 6 months
All right.
old.
And the generator, sorry to bug you with all these details.
Now the generator, that's our facilities management department, and they work with us very well on that. But I really don't know the age of the generator.
Is that generator specific to the health department, or is it a county-wide?
It is it is specific to the health department building, and then a specific outlet. So we have the refrigerator plugged in the outlet that's also backup powered by the generator. So the generator wouldn't, operate everything that we have, just a very limited amount of equipment.
Okay. So one more question. Sorry for the board.
No problem.
Detailing you guys with all this. How long of time from the time you get a notice so I'm assuming what triggers this is a temperature drop, not a power outage.
That's correct.
And how long do you have once the temperature drops to get these vaccines moved to another facility?
So it depends on the vaccine. The one that we are most concerned with would be like yellow fever, which would be a 2-hour. But it really, we go with the manufacturer's recommendations.
Okay.
And if we get there in time to save it, we save it. If not,
I appreciate the fact that they're willing to do this for free, but I guess I'm concerned that we do have a power outage and then the vaccines aren't available in a worst case scenario. These two things would come together at the same time.
right.
What do other counties do? Do they transport their vaccines off site like this?
Yes.
Or do they?
Every public health department, but as well, we regulate all of the health agencies like Hackley Community Care, Muskegon Family Care, some of the others who store vaccine as well. So we go in and we do quality control checks, or at least our public health nurses, to make sure that they are monitoring. They have a refrigerator that properly monitors the temperature of the vaccine, because if the vaccine is not maintained at a certain temperature, it's really not effective if they administer it to an individual. So not only do we have to have a backup plan, but every agency that even your doctor. So every physician and agency that stores vaccine has to have a plan in case of power failure.
So I guess is somebody here from facilities that could answer that question about this backup generator? Is it specific?
Matt is here, but I don't know if I'm putting him on the spot.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that generator is specific to the health department, or is it somehow interconnected throughout the county?
I believe it's specific just to the health department.
Okay.
And I think she mentioned it's not big enough to run the whole facility, so it's wired just to certain outlets, critical outlets.
And then when it failed before, it didn't kick on when there was a power outage. I'm wondering, do you guys check that on a regular basis? I mean, like a nursing home has periodic monthly tests. They have to run it and test it. And does that happen?
Yes, we have several generators throughout the county that are
They're
tested
on
on a
a
routine basis, yes.
Is it diesel or natural gas?
I don't know that. I don't know about that one. I think it's natural gas, but I don't know.
Okay. Can I get some more information about
Absolutely, you can, yes.
that? Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor use the vote of saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And that motion passes. Next up is old business. Any old business come before this committee? New business. Any new business come before this committee? Next up is public comment. Anyone in the public would like to have a comment?
Hello, my name is Rosie Belberry. I live on 921 East Forest Avenue, and I want to talk about discrimination. And I have been hearing and listening to these special interest groups who talk about discrimination, but they themselves are discriminating even against me. I'm not a Spanish speaking. I may be brown skinned, but they also are saying that because you think I don't have they told me rather they have an accent and they say, you think we're illegal. Come on, people. This is not good. They are discriminating against me. Over half my family, 7/8 of my family, have an accent. My friends have an accent. I have never once thought that they were illegals, not once. But yet these special Spanish-speaking special interest groups are now telling me that. And I'm angry about that. And I think that's wrong. Wrong, very wrong. And this is what I'm telling you, that what I've been taught by my family, by my dad, and by other people who have been listening. And I just recently had a comment about an employer in this county hiring an illegal, and they do a loophole that don't ask, don't know. So they hire illegals, and the illegals were making a comment about a brown-skinned Mexican American, and they wanted her to get out because she didn't speak in Spanish and she's an American. And these are the illegals who are complaining about this. And I am upset with that as well. And even my own sister gets to deal with the public with In Love Inc. And it's found out they are basically, in some aspects, lying as well. So thank you.
Anyone else?
Good afternoon, Michael Haweisen, a Muskegon County resident. I know you've seen me before with my pocket constitution. I back the Constitution and every bit of its amendments, but I was reminded on a post earlier this week of my old high school U.S. history teacher. He was very thorough, and he taught us that after the end of World War II, some of Japan's generals had plans to invade the United States after they were done with Pearl Harbor. Smarter heads intervened and said, no, we can't do that because there's too many private gun owners with all the accuracy of hunting and everything else. We need to make this county a Second Amendment sanctuary county. That's my opinion. And as far as the refugee resettlements, we have a hard time paying for what we have now. I mean, we can't even fix a shower. We can't fix Health West, and you want us to pick up for refugees? I don't think so. This board needs to get their priorities straight. Have a wonderful night.
Anyone else? Next, we'll move to board comments. Any final board comments? I'll accept the motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Support. Been moved and supported. We are adjourned.
What's next?
Courts.
Courts and public safety.
Courts.